My newest video was meant to be on Kyoso Giga, but due to all the events I explained in the pinned comment, and worst of all, writer's block, I'm doing this instead. So, Knights of Guinevere, Dana Terrace's new show. She made the Owl House, which I dropped after 2 episodes. Wow. I thought I had a lot longer than that. Due to the Owl House being generic in style, plot, characters, everything. Also, I was a little too old for the show, being 14, 13 years, 11 months, and 29 days if you're kinky about specificity. So I have pretty much no feelings at all towards Dana. In a story as old as corporate animation itself, Dana Terrace, frustrated with the restrictions of a corporate industry, took to the world of independent animation to make her own show and give those slimy big heads a middle finger. The attitude has produced works such as Fritz the Cat, Fantastic Planet, The Secret of Nem, and on the other hand, you've got things like Ruby and Hullabaloo or that scam game everyone keeps funding for some reason. Glitch Productions is apparently the only indie animation studio the cartoon community cares about other than Pop, who let's say has gotten into some controversies. The only other time the animation community cares about indie animation is to go, "What do you mean it's for children? Fritz the Cat has boobies in it," because apparently the circle between a slop animation YouTuber and a Karen is a circle. So, Knights of Guinevere has like the usual issues with indie animation, like it's kind of stilted the way the characters move and the voice acting can best be described as YouTube acting. It reminds me so much of Bee and Puppycat's lackadaisy voice direction.
Oh, hey, you.
Toast! My name is Toast!
Sorry? Come on, I just need change for the vending machine.
I'll tip you 10p.
Read the sign.
What? Crowdy? Me?
Don't do that.
Oh, I went to school with you! You know me!
Thought I did, till you started wearing that uniform. Crowning.
And the cast all have big social media presence as well. It is wholly a show for the internet and contains all the baggage that comes with that, mostly from the fandom, let's be real. Andy and Frankie, down to their quirky nicknames, feel like some 20-somethings Tumblr OC. The fun butch one and the more serious one, who can be summed up as, "Don't talk to me without my coffee." It's honestly difficult to explain apathy because I don't hate them, but I'm not attached to them either. You ever watch a ranking video and you get to the middle section of reviewers like, "Well, it exists. That's it," without any strong positive feelings about something? Well, there's nothing you can really say. As for the whole dystopia thingy, I'm interested. There's been kind of a revival in the genre now for obvious reasons. The common modern opinion of that era was that all of them sucked fat ass except for The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games said many relevant things about our society: exploitation of children, violence as entertainment, the struggles of revolution. On the other hand, the ripoffs just wanted to use the setting to tell some girl boss wish fulfillment fantasies and never said anything relevant about society. This isn't totally true, but a common problem with the dominance of white cis narrative and views. Like, what if love was seen as an illness? Right over here, but. And with the increased demand for diversity, that problem has naturally been mostly fixed, but also aesthetically, they were pretty samey. In terms of visuals as well, other than the Lunar Chronicles, which was to the teen dystopia era, what the Hunger Games was to the paranormal romance era. We have heard of bubblegum dystopia. If you haven't, I'll read out the definition. A bubblegum dystopia is a world where all power is held by one or multiple totalitarian corporate entities that make the world vibrant, convenient, and filled with endless innovation and content that function to fill every hour of human life. In this world, a human being's identity is reduced to that of a consumer. People define themselves almost entirely by the products they use and the media they consume, and there is general oblivious blind optimism thanks to how convenient life is and how easy it is to pass each day simply consuming. That definitely rings true for modern society, especially Gen Z such as myself. Microtrends, cores, fast fashion, aesthetic, 20-step skincare routines. We consume because what else is there to do? Buy a house, start a family, with what money? And when these things can no longer satisfy, is it any wonder why we're the most depressed generation? Unfortunately, the fandom will not learn a single thing about defining your entire identity by the media you consume, given that blue sky blowout. Park Planet is bright and colorful, but it causes this terrible pollution and illness to the people below. I think this is beautifully represented when a young Olivia looks at the park below. The light reflects in her eyes, mimicking the expression of a very happy anime girl, but there's nothing inside. A simulacrum of happiness, if you will. The opening narration about Princess being rescued begins on Olivia, so we think it's about her, but then it appears to be about Guinevere. But it could also be a double subversion. The princess having no one to rescue her is played over 2 scenes. Olivia's father ignoring her feelings and Guinevere trying to escape. The much older present-day Olivia is literally trapped in her tower by machines. Olivia is implied to have some heavy trauma, probably related to her mother, which made her act old and unchildlike as a child, but very expressive and childish as an old woman. But to be fair, damaging Guinevere as a kid is pretty childish. That's what the whole weird Barbie bit was about. about. She's shown to slowly regain her smile the more time she spends with Gwen. It's no longer she wants her back and will do anything to get her back. It's why her room is so immature. Nostalgia is comforting. Obsession with the past isn't just a conservative ideal, it dampens our ability to progress as human beings. I do wonder how this will relate to Frankie because just like Olivia, a core childhood experience for her was fixing Guinevere, albeit at a much smaller scale. She hallucinates in a similarly childish way to Olivia. Battle of the Disney adults, anyone? I appreciate that the whole Dana Terrace destroys Disney was just a marketing gimmick and not the whole show, because that would be terrible. And out of all the corporations in existence, I don't think Disney sells nostalgia as content for us to consume all that much. I'm hopeful for the show's politics. So it could just pull an Arcane and it turns out that used the aesthetics of oppression to look complex was actually written by reactionary centrist assholes. But only time will tell on that one. For my final thoughts, I do think these indie shows would benefit from an episodic story structure. Given Glitch's output for their previous shows, we're not going to see anything from them in another couple of months. So the story will not be complete for years. I do think having a unique story each episode, even with an overarching narrative, would give a more complete vibe. That's why I can't give the Knights of Guinevere a rating. It hasn't proven itself yet, and it most likely won't for a while. It wins in the vibes and premise department, but plenty webcomics do that. So, yeah. See ya.